Hey, 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 ENTV today. It's Michelle Boshard here at The Natural Entrepreneur. I'm just going to flip into gallery mode here. Hi, guys. Nice to see you. Welcome to the Natural Success Clinic, the inaugural episode where we're going to assess online offer ecosystems of online entrepreneurs and recommend what they need for natural success. So I'm your host, Michelle Boshard, digital doula, and live from the University of Victoria on the west coast of Vancouver Island in Canada. And I just love to help people birth and naturally grow their online offers. So I'm excited to be with you here today. And today we are going to hear from Paul Kellogg, who you guys all know and love as an ENTV Academy member in a Power Soul Network, and who I'm proud to say is client of mine. So I welcome Paul. Hi.
Hello, everybody.
So today we're going to take a look under the hood of the offer ecosystem, the value chain, the client journey that Paul and his business partners, Sandra and Susan, they're a family outfit. And every show, we're going to take a look at a new entrepreneur. So I am going to just kind of give you a little bit quick rundown here on the stats of Paul's offer here, just so we can save some time. I'm going to open up this board and we'll show you the goods. Oh, we zoomed out. I opened. Let's try showing you guys this. All right, you guys, can you see that okay, Paul? Is that showing up right? Okay, great. So you guys, Paul and Sandra and Susan Kellogg are amazing people who, and Paul, you've been doing this for like 50 years, but sort of the last 3 to 5 or so, just like online. You guys offer practical intuition and spiritual development work. This is working with your inner guidance. And obviously your superpower is intuition. I'd say it's compassion, though. I added that one in. They previously have been using softwares like Calendly and WordPress, and now have moved into Sunset Software, S3, but have primarily used Facebook as socials. So their market are people who want to develop their internal compasses, erase self-doubt and be confident in their direction. And I just love their work. So I want you guys to put in the chat what you love about this work. Tell me what you think is great about Paul and Susan and Sandra's offer. They're fabulous to work with. And I'm just so delighted you're here, Paul. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Michelle. Looking forward to it.
Oh, this is going to be so fun. Okay, so tell us before we get started, like that kind of gives a snapshot of like who you work with, but like tell us what you actually do and tell us why you do it. Why is it so important to you and your family to serve this way?
Yeah, so I think it's a common story in our family, all of our members. Susan and I met at an intuitive development retreat back in 1975, I think it was. And I had been touring around the country, sharing on practical intuition and how to develop that and make it useful. I was still a young, skinny buck reading around the edges with all that, but it's been a life's work. All of us were kind of growing up as kids with this great sensitivity, feeling things, sensing things, almost hearing other people think. And it was very haphazard or just happenstance and a lot of quote what you might call psychic experiences like dreams coming true, sensing. When I was 15, my father passed on and we all sensed things were changing the days before that, having dreams about that. So there was this great universe of life that I didn't understand, that I wanted to be more in command of and make useful and practical. So over the years, my mantra has been, it's great to have intuitions and it's great to have them happen, but how can you command them to be a useful tool in the business world, the business setting with your family? So it's something that is a part of your resource, a part of your GPS to put you in the right place at the right time. Sandra had her own experiences growing up, and us espousing these kinds of ideas to her. Susan was extraordinarily sensitive, probably more than I was. She was very much into the arts and music and things like that. And so we just felt this great calling to help other people to corral all that, to get very connected with the intuitive side of life, and not just, oh, I trust my intuitions. Oh, yes, it's really great. But then the next thing you say, I'm not sure what to do about this. I'm not sure how to handle this situation. I'm not sure how to fix my relationship. Well, the whole intuitive and inner guidance side of things, Michelle, which there's all kinds of tentacles to it and variances and pathways. So we've created, through our training, systems of techniques and workshops, private sessions, packages of coaching to help people who really want to go place, who really want to elevate themselves into an excellence of their own spiritual development, their own use of their intuitive gifts and powers to make that work. So that's the piece of why we wanted to work with you, is because we're ready to get into the broader expression of all that out in the social media world, out in the internet world. Most of my work had been, live, boots on the ground, in front of audiences, in front of clients, and there's a whole new world out there. So we're excited to get in it.
Well, and I know I personally experienced what you do, and it's not only is it a nebulous topic to tackle, but it's a very wide body of work. Like you said, there's so many angles to it and so many ways that you can come at it. And what I really appreciated about you and Sandra and Susan is how pragmatically you try and you come at it, in terms of like, I embrace the woo, I love the woo. But when you're trying to turn that into an offer ecosystem, when you're trying to turn that into a business, and when you're trying to shift from doing that with in-person, which has a completely different vibe, and you're at events and you're doing TV and you're doing media and hard print, translating that into the online world is like a whole nother lexicon. And I really love that you're doing it as a family. You've got the many years of experience. I've watched the TV clips that you've done, and just the fantastic demonstrations that you do, and how to translate that online. And I love how you brought your daughter, you and your wife have brought your daughter into it. So it's really fantastic. But so while you're making this transition, and I don't know if it's easier for Sandra as your daughter or not, but like as you've made this transition from doing that work in person to online, what do you feel like your biggest challenge has been overcoming in terms of becoming, not just offering your stuff on Zoom? Like there's a misconception sometimes that being an online entrepreneur is just doing Zoom, like one-to-one services on Zoom. Online offers are a package of things, and we'll get into that bit. But what was the biggest thing in transitioning to having an online offer for you?
A couple facets to that, Michelle. Number one is the obvious techno side of everything. I'm probably, I've told you before, I feel like sometimes I'm in first or second grade, in technical awareness and prowess. I may have graduated elementary school this spring. I'm not sure yet. So just the whole energy about all of that. And then when you're doing live events and you got people signing up on the registration sheets you might have and so on, you had the follow-up is right there. It's in front of you. They either book an appointment to see you that week there, or and it's there. So with the internet, it's not dissimilar, but there's a lot more engagement of the techniques and the ways you follow up and how you connect with people and the ways that you say things and the exposures they have to your promotions and this and that. It's just I guess it's just like the internet itself. It's just way more complex. And so finding the ways to keep that simple and bringing it down to earth has been a piece of my growth and my development.
and as pragmatic as your application of the spiritual techniques, right? Like you need to make it so that it works naturally. Part of the reason why I call it the natural entrepreneur, why my brand is Natural Entrepreneur, is because it has to fit your life. You have to be able to approach your business in a way that's comfortable for you, that you have to, you know, you have priorities, you have only so much time, you have things you like to do and things you don't. Why not play at the things you like and, you know, automate the things you don't. So as a part of our regular kind of part of Natural Success Clinic here, we're going to dive into Paul's offer ecosystem. I was just going to bring up your whiteboard again there, Paul, and let's lay out for folks your offer ecosystem. I've drawn it here. I'm just going to give folks a little bit of background on when I talk about an offer ecosystem. I often think of business like I think of a natural ecosystem. There are pieces, I'm going to have to zoom down here. There are pieces, I'm going to have to zoom out here. The pieces that function all together. So much like the ground and a plant and a bee, you know, all function in the water, all function together to, you know, produce honey eventually. Our offer ecosystems function, our pieces of our offer ecosystems function together. It's also, I describe it a lot like a car engine. There's all the different parts you can have, but until they're all working together and you have gas in the tank in terms of leads and leads to generate sales, you know, you're probably sort of somewhat stuck. So what I like to do is I like to draw it. Sometimes you can draw this upside down as well, but we talk about in the online world, you know, matching your purpose, your true self, your reason for being with the pain points and needs and transformation desires of a particular target audience, a particular type of client. And so it's when it's the balance between your gifts and their needs that create the two sides of the flipped coins, two sides of the coin. And so when we develop an offer ecosystem, we want to develop a way that isn't just sort of like, here, you know, like buy my stuff, right? We want to serve first. This is, I think, a principle that I know Amos here on ENTV espouses, where, you know, you want to give people Costco samples essentially and bring them in, teach them about them, nurture them through their through some of their issues or pain points in regards to what you offer as a service, and then basically transition that. So when we design offer ecosystems, we have a bunch of different types of things. And so we have a free, frequently have a free level, a low ticket offer, a mid signature offer, and a high. And as you go up the offer ecosystem chain, you want to reduce the amount, you're reducing, your time is increasing and your client's transformation is increasing. So, but you're serving them the same service and transformation. So you're just doing that at different levels, and that allows different people who can afford different things and at different price points to be able to access your services and still benefit while they're transforming themselves. So Paul, when we talked about your offer ecosystem in the co-creator program, we came up with a free, you know, you have a number of different things. You have all sorts of tip sheets and all these other types of things. And it can be books, it can be mini courses, it can be webinars, it can be anything. But you decided to go with a master class. Can you tell us about that master class?
Yeah, Michelle. Well, there's some basic tenets or concepts that we like to share in orienting people to what our work is all about. So we bring that out in the master class of, you know, for, you know, one example is everybody has intuition. It's not for the chosen few. It's not something that you have to have some special trip to Peru to go get, you know, things like that. We all have it. And then, I don't have to become the Dalai Lama and chant Om. Okay. You do not. That's exactly right. And it's also very safe and secure to grow that sensitivity. The sensitivity works for you or against you because it's what you do with it, just like anything else. How do you respond? How do you react? So it's in that master class, it's going to help people to discern what's me and what is not me. What am I feeling and picking up from the outside? And what are my true senses of self inside? So we do that and explore other ideas like, everybody has guidance. We all have a higher source of inspiration that we can tune into, so we're not alone. We can be masterful of our energy. We don't have to suffer, through life as much. We can actually be more in command of our energy and so on. So all that stuff comes out in the master class. Okay. And then from working with us that we're very technique and demonstration oriented. It's not just philosophy, it's not just talk. So in the beginning of that masterclass, we'll actually do some demonstrations. We'll help people sense their energy or their aura. People can often see that through the different, or feel that through the different, what they call it, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience. There's ways that we communicate. So we help people begin to work with that and sense that. And then from there, if people have an interest, if they sense that there's more that they want to explore, they resonate with, this is the way I want to expand my intuitive abilities. This is the way I want to be more in command of my spiritual energy. Then we have the next steps and levels that they can go to. But First of all, and the master, one of the big giant things that comes out of that, I think you expressed that, is just realizing there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not crazy. I'm not some woo-woo weirdo out there because I'm having a dream that comes true. It's natural, it's normal. So then how can I, again, as I said before, use it? Okay. Help my life be better. Help my relationships be better. Because this all goes back to our relationships.
100%. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more, and we're going to go show people the actual funnel that we built to kind of like capture things. But let's just show people too. The whiteboard again about what your next level up, and we won't go into so much detail on everything there, but we can, because you're going to explain that actually at the masterclass, I think. Okay, so when you've got your masterclass and you have a bunch of other types of things too, then you have if people kind of get the sense that they want to pursue this after having taken the masterclass, and or maybe even the VIP upgrade that you're offering with that, to kind of dive in and learn a little bit more specific techniques that they can apply every day. Then you've got, and they go, oh, okay, geez, that worked. I really want to continue this path. Then you have a next level, like starter pack, or what is the next, or is it your subscription community? What is the next?
Well, I think there's going to be a couple multifaceted things there, Michelle, because, for people that just want some inspiration on a regular monthly basis, let's say, they want some insights into how they can improve their relationship with their children, whatever that is, and using their intuitions and their guidance to help them with that. We'll probably have, we're developing it. You're helping us to develop that. Some monthly membership subscriptions, things like that they can feel like that they can connect, especially with a community of people that are like-minded, kindred spirits, and so on. So there'll be that kind of an energy. Go ahead.
And you also have a Empowered Soul Facebook group, correct?
Well, that's right. There's a community that we built in Facebook called Empowered Soul Network, and we just want to gather people together to have this connection of, again, like-minded people. People a lot of them are service providers. They're healers. They're trainers. They're mentors. They're practitioners. So there's a lot of things that we do there that are at no cost to help people express themselves and create this sense that we're not alone in what we're doing, and so on.
And it seems like you do a lot of interviews in there, probably with people who are like going through their own journeys, and they can learn how to share, that it's comfortable, that is, it's an okay place to be, right?
I just did an interview right before this with a lady who is very gifted in art. And she actually created a program to take it into prisons here in Iowa as just one piece of her career. And then which was hugely successful. She at one point was a substitute teacher and helping kids with the artistic side of life and helping them find their self-love. And, in that energy with her, she is newer to this interviewing and So she's great at expressing herself and she's a motivational speaker, but helping that kind of a person find an audience where they can connect more out and reach people and have people connect with them that want to learn more about their service. So there's just a tremendous being of service thing that we're endeavoring to do. And that's not even the Empowered Soul Network is not even a low ticket item. That's a whole lot of that is in the free part of things.
Yeah, no, I put it down here in the masterclass with a Empowered Soul Network, and then the subscription community, and then you have your next sort of like, it's not your super duper like retreat or you know, deep coaching package, but you have kind of almost like a sampler, it's like a starter pack. How does that work?
It's a starter pack of coaching and interaction and mastermind work and so on, where the person gets to connect with Susan, Sandra, and I, you know, in a couple of different coaching avenues and ways. There's very direct energies to help them personalize some of these intuition tools, these inner guidance tools, so they can ask questions and right then and there get the answers back from that higher guidance and be able to trust that it's guidance working with them and not just their own intellect, not just their own emotions that are guiding that. So there's that aspect of it. There's also a piece of that starter package can be where people start to find a deeper value of what their life purpose and their energy truly is all about. Because sometimes we do a tremendous amount of self-recrimination. You know, we judge ourselves and feel guilty, the woulda, shoulda, couldas, you know, all that kind of stuff. So helping people to see the incredible diamond mind of what their life has been all about, it's invaluable. So that starter pack is going to be a way that people can kind of pick and choose how they want to begin to engage us more as mentors in helping them do that self-leadership kind of experience.
Okay, so then you've got, I'm going to pull the board back up here again. So then you've got the masterclass and the you know, all the tip sheets and everything like that, and then the Empowered Soul Network is the free part, and then you've got the subscription community that's going to have sort of probably some archive things like, you know, coaching sessions and things,
videos,
and it's also right, and then you have the starter pack where it's sort of like a set of introduction skill development. They can work through it one-to-one with you, and like really learn how to like dig in and apply and like start doing it a little deeper. And then have you got like deeper coaching packages, or what? This is your high ticket, at least would be like elite. What would that be more? That would be like deep coaching, one-to-one?
The starter pack can also begin to dovetail into these ongoing courses and classes and things where it couples itself in with the one-on-one coaching that we do, so that there's group dynamics, there's interactive workshops, there's online workshops, there's live events, retreats and camps, and, you know, international gatherings where, you know, people that really want to go and develop further their own leadership and their own services, as well as this kind of high excellence mastery of things to build to, so that there's less suffering, there's less trial and error. They can start to practice the techniques that can make them feel really at ease and find that sense of inner peace as they're going through the challenges of life and as they're navigating all the craziness that's happening out in the world today. How do I maintain me and myself inside of all that stuff out there? So that's where that deeper, higher energy is rising up to that soul excellence of expression and living.
I love that, because one of the things I love to do at Natural Entrepreneur, I feel like just like businesses is an ecosystem right now, it's kind of a monoculture, like agriculture is, like business right now is like sort of you know, a corporate monoculture, and the solution to that, like the way to re-diversify, just like rebuilding nature and re-diversifying nature and making it more healthy. I feel like individual persons' paths and their truths, which they have to listen to themselves through their intuition and guidance to be able to arrive at, whether you think of that as like a gut feeling or whether you're tuned in spiritually, you know, finding your purpose and your path is really important to online offers, because you have to be authentic to offer it. And when you're authentic and you bring your service, you diversify the business ecosystem. You are here, and what I love to do is help people reach more people more effectively for less, take care of their clients better. That creates raving fans and increases their sales, helps them take care of their back end administration stuff, because I know that like it can get so that you just want to do what you want to do, but you got like 4,000 different softwares that you're trying to coordinate with. And so one of the things that I love is how in the co-creator program we started to bring those things all together in the one platform, so you can manage your relationships. It is different than when you used to go to an event and take a list, right? You can now have people coming from anywhere, whether it's, signing up for your masterclass or going to Empowered Soul Network, or, signing up for an event, or, like whatever, or downloading a tip sheet, or signing up for a course, or entering your subscription community. That they're coming from through all the windows and doors in the house that you want them to come into, and you need to have that house to hold everything. So that's sort of where I'd love to get into, showing people the software, some of the software solutions we built, at least for the masterclass, because I know that's going to come up sometime soon, and you're going to want to tell folks about that. But let's take a look at that.
Well, and as you pull that up, Michelle, I want to make a comment on what you said, and that is that the co-creator, you've said that now a couple of times. I want people to understand that in working with you, Sandra and I have been able to help create this. We're learning about this. So that hands-on experience is not just giving your life over to the blind leading the blind. You're involved in it. You're engaged in it, which is invaluable. And the other thing I wanted to say too is that in doing live events, that event is there. That's the timing of that event. One of my challenges you asked me about earlier, which is the whole technical side of all of this, is making that 24/7, making that evergreen. Right. So that my son is engaged in a lot of SEO kind of style things of building websites. And remember, he called me up one day and he said, "Dad, I earned $1,000 overnight and I didn't do anything." Because he had that system out there.
And we're in the process of
building that is a piece of what the co-creation is all about.
Right. And I go about that because when I went through, it took me about 5 years. I've been working on these types of supports now. I've been an online offer coach since 2020, early 2022. And I studied and did lots of stuff before that for my own offer and my business. And so one of the things that I learned was that there's a real learning curve. And what I wanted to do was shorten it down for people. And because learning all of the different softwares and everything you need to do for all the different things took too much time. And so what I wanted to do with the co-creator program was take people who already had, I have a program for people who, don't have a clue what they want to do. And then in 8 weeks, they'll be having their first sale. Like I tell them how to craft their offers and that sort of thing. But the co-creator program you were in was more around, you had an offer, you knew what you wanted to do. You had some basic tech, but it was a little bit scattered and you didn't know what the strategies were, and you needed to develop an audience. So there were different pieces that you employed for each of those things, but to bring it all together and then go, okay, this is my business strategy, this is my offer ecosystem, what is the tech that I need to build out?
That's right.
And so when I'm showing folks this funnel, this is sort of the sales funnel in the software. I'll show you the back end of the software too. That's our Sunset software systems. You may recognize that from our lovely Zach Metcalf, who is frequently on here on ENTV. And so we use the Sunset software systems to be able to design these funnels and that sort of thing. So this is the one that we currently have for the masterclass for Paul and Sandra and Susan. And, basically what happens is we design the funnel. When people click, they can enter their name. That information is captured into their system. It tells them about, the offer and what the masterclass is about, and tells them with their lovely faces, tells them a little bit about the story. This is just the landing page on which they can go in. When they click this, I'm going to go in the back end here. You see here, we've got all sorts of, I'm not going to pull up contacts because I don't want to share private information, but all of the information from anywhere, anywhere anyone comes in is all stored in here. You can find out where they came into your site from, where, you know, what they've clicked, what they've signed up for, you know, like you can have conversations with them. You can coordinate all of your social media marketing. You can have automated, you know, everything so that you don't have to do that administrative stuff. You can have your calendars, you can have your affiliate programs, you can have your courses, you can have your websites, you can have your coupons, you can have everything that you need all in the one software. So it's pretty cool. And so what we decided to build here for Paul and Sandra and Susan was basically their page. So, and it's super simple. And Paul, you even though you claim to be a technical non-technical person, you were able to, you know, you get into the system and start to like learn how to manage your own. And this is kind of like a long way around to the point that I was going to make, is that when I was doing my coaching development and my offer development, I really hated that some marketing agencies will basically hold your stuff hostage. I thought, okay, you either have to do it all yourself and go nuts managing passwords, or you have to pay 50 grand a year to a marketing agency who does all your stuff and then you're hostage to them. I wanted to create a co-creator program where you could do it, but not by yourself, so it could be fast, but then also you could be trained in it as you went, and then you can manage it on your own. So that's, how have you found the support that way?
Well, I mean, even though I've claimed technical naivety, I still feel like I'm in elementary school. I did have a little bit of experience of creating a website in a kind of a, at that time it was a Joomla program, WordPress, similar to WordPress. So I knew a little bit about creating padding, you know, being able to insert boxes, drop and drag boxes. So I had familiarity with that. So in this, what people are seeing here, Sandra and I have both been able to get in and do some editing, you know, to change the font size, all of that. And it's actually pretty simple overall. You just have to know what it is. It's like some people are used to creating a Word document or something like that. You know, you have to put the box here, and then you have to pick the font, and you have to pick the size. It's not dissimilar to all of that, but it's just knowing how this specific program works and getting used to it and so on. But, you know, we're catching on. The biggest part of all this, Michelle, that I'm loving is all of the connections of the links, the forms, the interactiveness, the data storage of all that, the automation of all of it. That's the stuff that was way beyond my awareness and how to make that work. So
okay, well, let me just talk then a little bit about so we designed this funnel. Funnels can be designed for different purposes for different reasons. And so when we design this funnel, we want to say, okay, we wanted to capture the, I'm just going to pause here first, stop sharing here for a second. So we wanted to capture your client's information so that you could develop a relationship with them. Then we wanted to push them obviously to the event so that they could sign up. And then we said, okay, well, you want to do a VIP upgrade, so maybe some income earning right straight up front. So we designed a multi-step funnel where basically they could come for free for the first part, but then you can extend the event if they wanted to pay. I think it was $47 for your extended skills development program, and then when they registered, the objective of the funnel was also to kind of build your Facebook group as well. So you wanted to, because you're going to be casting these master classes as content, you wanted to kind of push people into the space where they could get the content and connect with other people who shared like minds. So and then they could workshop things and bring friends in and grow the community a bit. So we built the I'm just going to share the screen now again. We built this funnel specifically custom designed in the co-creator program for you guys, where where the first step was that sign-in page, told them a little bit about it. The second step is where you had a VIP upsell, essentially, page where people can, if they want that deeper dive, and it's a great video you guys did, and it tells people about why they want to, gives them, we're just building in the testimonials now, tells them all about what the masterclass does. And then once they've done that, it sends them to a final instructions page to tell them how to prepare. And you're right. The funnel is one thing, but it's really the follow-up, because a lot of times people I know I've signed up for stuff and forgotten, you know, to go, right? So then you working in your automation system to basically, you can set it up so that not only do they get just show here, I think this is the one. Not only do they get the the hey, thanks for registering email, and you have the ability to have them purchase with a credit card, the VIP, but then, and they get a receipt for that automatically. Then there's also like the reminders, okay, it's coming up, and did you know this, and did you know that? And now that they're in your system, and this is where, the system will let you say, okay, this person came in through the masterclass. It now has a Rise Up Masterclass. We're going to change that tag. But it tags people so that, just like in MailChimp, when you later say, hey, everybody who came to that masterclass really should come to this other thing. And so you can pull them out really easily in your contacts, literally just by, searching for the tag and clicking a button and sending an email to everybody. So it's become super easy, and it's been really fun to build that. And I think it's something easy that can be done to simplify your business automations. When people sign up, you can also hook that in the back end to your sales pipeline. If you, I know that's not where you guys are at yet, because you just are focused on serving, but if you are a business person who is specifically putting lead magnets out to attract people into a sales funnel, then we can the system can be set up to sort of say, hey, learn a little bit more about them, or, make offers at different times at different automatically without you having to do anything in the background. It can also be set up, like if someone does buy the starter pack, to onboard them into your system so that you don't have a lot of administrative work. I mean, I don't know what kind of onboarding you used to have when you used to have events. Or if you, like a lot of coaches have a whole contract signing system and everything like that too. But that can all be automated as well. So when we were looking at your offer ecosystem, we needed we basically in the co-creator program, got your, assessed what your offer was, tried to package it correctly, rounded up your tech and identified where the gaps were, started to build 3 key things that work while we're building your tech and your audience. And then basically we're going through and sort of knocking off the tech, and then it'll be all like linked together, and you'll be able to have everybody that you want all in one place and all hooked to your invoicing and other things too. So, and your socials too, you can plan out your content. I know you guys are focusing right now. It's sort of, when you're developing online offers, it can be hard to know where to put your energy first. But I think where the strategy is, you guys did, you also were in Catapult for with Amos, and you built your Facebook community. Tell us about that success.
Oh, I mean, putting aside everything, in some ways, putting aside everything we just talked about, the building the Facebook group wasn't so much about, what we're offering as it was about, helping other people to connect, to create this big giant community of things. Right. Naturally, people are asking us, well, what do you do? How can we connect with you? Because everybody's connecting with everybody else. I know people who have received their own clients from being a part of our group, because, hey, I want to learn more about you. Hey, because every time somebody does an interview with us, they put the commentary on how we can get in touch, how someone can get in touch with them and so on. So, we have the same thing, we're being asked about that ourselves. But the biggest part of that is creating this awareness that I can go and I can share who I am and my journey and my story and what I do in a safe environment. Both Sandra and I are very relaxed and conversational, so it's easy for people to do an interview with us. We just let the questioning be organic but really highlight them. This is all about, edifying them and uplifting them. And I think that cause of that mission that we have is to elevate people. It naturally, you give out, it naturally returns. And, as I help others elevate, I also elevate. And so that's the mission. And, so in about 10, 12 weeks, we've grown that to 3,200 people, just because people love what we do and they invite their friends to it. And we give them extra time when they do that. We feature their interviews. They can be on panels if they want, and round tables. We're getting ready to do here on Wednesday a round table on healing, having people tell their healing stories, and then also tips for healing. So it's going to be an incredible panel. We got some very, just heartfelt, poignant stories and methods that people use, both spiritually and physically, to help them with their healing process. So giving that kind of stuff back out to the community to help the world.
Absolutely. No, and that's I think the most natural part of business. I think that business has gotten away from that. And I think that's the problem, is that, when we lost the mom and pop businesses, they were in it. Yeah, they were, of course they were looking for a livelihood, but they're in it to serve the community. And I grew up in a small community where the small businesses would give so much to the community just because they actually cared. And I think the online version of that is serving with your heart, your natural gift, and fostering other people's growths and developing. And the tech can host the courses, and the tech can help you with the admin, and the tech can help you with the sales and all of that stuff. And that's nice. But unless you have a clear, genuine, authentic offer that resonates and actually solves a problem, then you're not, that is providing someone with some sort of transformation. You need to kind of take a look at what you're doing. So and when you're a natural entrepreneur, your natural success is always.
And to that point, Michelle, I mean, one of the, again, back to the challenges, is one of the things that I share with you, kind of as we were prepping for this call, is one of the challenges for me in working with coaches and business coaches and wordsmithing coaches and this and that, is making sure that I am still in there as they help me craft what to say or what to do or this or that. So, you mentioned the word compassion in that little introduction graphic. Well, we do feel that, we do feel a lot of love for people. And in the midst of all this tech stuff and all this automation and the autoresponder emails that people get, whatever that is, I don't want to lose that feeling of depth, the depth of that soul to soul beauty and connection. So that's why we call that particular group in this masterclass the empowered soul, is because we want to go down inside here and be representatives and examples of that as we are out promoting and sharing our masterclasses and other offers.
Oh, that's amazing. That's why I love you guys. That's why I was so honored for you to participate in the program. So as we go here, Paul, when you have your next masterclass date, I'm hoping that you'll come back and drop the link.
Sure.
We'll drop the funnel link on this episode, and maybe it'll, folks will want to come to that for your program. I'm going to tell folks right now a little bit of background, but I just want to thank you so much for being here today, sharing your offer ecosystem, and let me kind of like pull apart the pieces and showing people how things work together, and talking about some of these issues about becoming an online entrepreneur and how you can make it easy when you only have 24 hours and two hands, right? And so the tech, being authentic, aligning with your clients, and then delivering, making all of that logistically possible is just all making it natural for your life is all what we loved about having you and Sandra and Susan.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me on, Michelle. Yeah, and we're getting close to wrapping that up. The dates are good. I mean, you're doing a couple final things for us.
Yep.
And I got to tell you another piece of the testimonial here. is the interaction with you.
Oh.
You know, with and of course Zach is coming on and helping too, but you know, it's that togetherness, you know, battering back and forth. You're sharing your opinions, you know, what you've experienced. It helps create some ideas of how to say stuff. So, you know, it's not just here I'm going to tell you what to do and you got to do it, or I'm walking out the door. It's really a teamwork effort here. So
it has to be co-created. It's your business. I'm not running it, but I do need to get in with you and understand who you are and what you do, because if you love podcasts and you hate online courses, we're going to build a different set of tech than if you know, so I have to understand your personal preferences and custom built to you. So.
And sometimes I know for me and Sandra, you know, it's taking a few months to 2 or 3 months to move forward this, because a piece of it is because we've had history, you know, all those years and doing things in a certain way and so on. It's coming together and having the patience to allow that. So Susan and Sandra and I as a team, you know, we still have to agree on how we're going to do this, and we are each unique and so on. So your patience and even if it's just one person, you know, that process of allowing the expression to come out and make it connect with what the outer tech world is all about is a pretty powerful opportunity there. So,
oh, I'll make you think.
Yes, you do.
Well, thank you so much for being on today. I'm just going to switch off and tell folks, you know, how they can continue, but I'll let you go. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Michelle.
And I'm looking forward to the master class. I'm going to go to it for sure.
Date coming very soon.
Okay, cool.
Talk to you later, everybody.
Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to tell you a little bit more now about how you can come on the Natural Success Clinic yourself. I'm just going to pull up a little bit of information here. There's 2 ways that I would love to help you by looking at your ecosystem. We've got about 4 or 5 folks already lined up, so it wouldn't be for a month or so here. There's been great reception. But for sure, come to the Natural Entrepreneur website. If you want, in the meantime, while you're waiting to book a call, just go on up here and there's a bunch of calendar booking opportunities here. If you want an offer ecosystem, say you don't want to come on live in front of 11,000 people here in ENTV, but you want to have a private offer ecosystem session, just go book a call here with the offer ecosystem tech. There'll be a questionnaire that you fill out beforehand, so then I can just get straight to the point as I did today with Paul, and you know, we'll build out your offer ecosystem. And then I'll just show you, you can also like get the information here on if you don't have an offer right now, but this sounds really interesting, like it might be doable for you, but you don't know what to do. I go from, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do, to your first sale, and teach you all about how to structure things and your offer and how to analyze competition and, you know, do your marketing statement and all the things in the new growth clinic. So you can book about call about that. There's a little bit also more information on the co-creator program that Paul was in. I do have a subscription community myself, the business ecosystem that's just started. And but there's a couple of other things. There's the success clinic, but the 2 ways that you, and the newsletter, there's 2 ways that you can get in here to where did I put it? Where did I put it? I'm just going to bring it up right now. It's called Perfect Pitch. If you want to, or Pitch Perfect, sorry. Pitch Perfect. Okay. So the 2 ways you can come on here on ENTV with me live are to win the Pitch Perfect contest monthly in the free Natural Entrepreneur Facebook group. And this is just basically you and your pitch, and you come on a camera and you get a short time and you say what, you know, I helped, you know, if it was Paul, it might be, I help people who need to erase self-doubt and develop their spiritual connection so they can improve their relationships. And you do your pitch, your 10-second or 30-second elevator pitch to tell people about your business. And then you say, okay, that was my pitch and who my target audience is and what I offer is. And at the end of the month, we kind of have like a Survivor Island vote, whose marketing statement was best represented their business. Like, did the marketing statement actually match? Did it express the full suite of things that they offer. So it's a great way to sharpen your pencil on your marketing, practice your camera skills, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And then the other way is to come into my subscription community, and I'll drop a link for that. And I offer natural entrepreneurs in my Facebook group, members of the subscription community, and winners of the marketing Pitch Perfect contest spots here on the Natural Success Clinic. So I hope this has been of value to you to take a peek. We're going to do this every week with a different entrepreneur in different genres and different tacks, with different problems and different techs and different software solutions. So I hope that this will be a really valuable weekly thing that you'll come back and watch again. So we'll see you next Monday. And thanks for being here. And don't forget, if you're a natural entrepreneur, you're a natural success. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.